Hi, today I'm ranking every romance book that I've read. I've read quite a few romance books, so maybe you'll get your next 5-star recommendation from this video, or maybe you'll get books to steer clear from in this video. Or maybe you just like tier ranking videos. Anyway, I'm gonna get started. I have 6 tiers on here, and the first tier we have, which is like the best tier, like the 6-star read tier, is named because, you know, like, they make me want to scream. The next tier also includes some 5-star reads, maybe some 4.75, like books that I really like, but aren't the 6-star reads. And that is Slay Hot Mama. The next tier is There Was Happiness Because of You, which is from Happiness by Taylor Swift. Look, it's red. I mean, these are solid 4-star reads that just bring me a lot of joy. Then we have It's There. These are 3-star reads. It's the I didn't love the book, but I didn't hate it. It's in the middle. It's there. The next tier is No Thanks. These are 2-star reads. I didn't like them. The last tier is the thumbs down emoji. I really did not like this book. This is a 1-star read. No. Okay, now it's time to rank the first book. The first book is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I remember loving this book and rating it 5 stars, but I never think about it now. When I read it, I loved it, and I was like, this is amazing. This is the best book ever written. I didn't say that because I actually read it after Daisy Jones and the Six. You know what? I'm gonna put it in Slay Hot Mama because now that I'm like thinking about the book, I remember how amazing Archer is and how he's just such a lovely guy. Alright, the next book is Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I'm about to do something a little bit controversial. I'm going to put it in There Was Happiness Because of You. Listen, I like the book, and I know so many people love it so much. It just wasn't a 5-star read for me. It's just when I read this book, I just thought the book was a little mundane, but honestly, I would probably like it now. Alright, next up we have Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And then we have Ricochet, and then we have Addicted for Now, and then we have Kiss the Sky. And then we have Hot House Flower. And then we have Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie. So Addicted to You, Addicted for Now, Kiss the Sky, and Hot House Flower. Amazing books. They make me cry. The characters feel so real. I feel like I'm a part of their family. And they are some of my favorite books of all time. I am constantly thinking about the Calloway family. These books just make me feel so much. The reason Ricochet is in Slay Hot Mama is because I found it a little boring compared to the other books. And Thrive takes place at the same time as Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower. So you already know what's going to happen. You're just reading it from a different perspective. And I wanted a new storyline. Next up is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. No thanks. That book is not good. I'm sorry. Let me be more sensitive. If you love that book, that is so good for you. I'm so happy that you like that book. I just didn't. It's just that the main guy in this book, like I can't even remember his name, is so misogynistic. I could not stand the guy. It was not for me. I was not having a fun time reading this, and I just don't wish that upon anybody. Alright, next is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This book is so good. I mean, I really like this book. I think it's like the perfect rom-com. Lynn Painter just did such a good job writing these characters that they felt real. Like that's how high schoolers actually act, and they were just so sweet. And there were parts of it that actually made me tear up, but not Slay Hot Mama tear up. Next we have Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. There Is Happiness Because of You. I mean, the first half of this book belongs in Slay Hot Mama. It is so good. It is so cute. But the second half of this book just didn't hit as hard. That being said, this book is still amazing. It's still a 4-star read. And if you're looking for like a more serious romance book, it is totally for you. Alright, next up is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. And I'm going to put that in There Was Happiness Because of You. Same with Love on the Brain. Because these books are just so cute. The Love Hypothesis is actually one of the first books I ever read, and I, of course, gave it 5 stars at the time, but I also gave a lot of books 5 stars at the time. I just thought they were so cute, and I loved it so much, and I just have such fond memories of this book. I'm moving it to Slay Hot Mama as I'm talking about it because it's just so good, and I have such good memories of it. But I read that book 2 years ago, and like, if I read it now, would I rate it as high? I don't know. But it was still one of the books that made me fall in love with reading, so I guess I have to put it in Slay Hot Mama. While Love on the Brain is so similar to The Love Hypothesis, I think I prefer Adam and Olive over Levi and B. That was her name, right? B. So the next book by Ali Hazelwood, Love Theoretically, this is a little bit of a hot take. It's there. While Love Theoretically is most people's favorite Ali Hazelwood book, it's not mine, obviously. I just simply didn't feel as connected to these characters. I don't know if I just read it at a bad time because everyone else's ratings on this book makes me second guess what I rated it. I just didn't feel very connected to the characters, and that's the only way I can like a book, is if I feel a connection. The next book is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I think that's also in It's There. You know, this book is good. I just also thought it was kind of boring. So that's why it belongs there. Next up, we have Caught Up by Liz Tomford. This is Slay Hot Mama. I mean, I just love this book. It was a sports romance, which already, I'm a fan of sports romances. I'll put it out there. I like them. But also, there's a single dad in here, and he's just such a good dad. And that is so amazing. Next up, we have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. This is There Is Happiness Because of You. I read this book a year ago, and I really enjoyed it. Like, Slay Hot Mama enjoyed it. But now, thinking back to, like, some of the things that happened in that book, it's not hygienic. I also recently read I'll Always Be With You by Monica Murphy, and I think I'm going to put it in It's There. Once again, the first half of this book was so strong, and it was so good, and then the second half is boring. It's forgettable. It made the whole book kind of forgettable. Dare You to Hate Me. No thanks. I didn't like it. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It's There. Honestly, I don't ever think about this book, but now that I'm thinking about it now, I have to say I'm not a big fan of the tropes in it. But the vibes of like the first like 3/4 of the book were still amazing, so I'm just going to put it in It's There. Then we have The Fine Print, which is also going in It's There. I remember liking The Fine Print, but I don't really think about it all that much now. But I do think about Terms and Conditions, and I do think about Final Offer. When it comes to The Fine Print, I think the couple is not very memorable, and I'm remembering everything now, and I'm like, oh wait, that was a good book, but I already stuck it there, okay? It's staying there. But I absolutely loved Terms and Conditions and Final Offer. I feel like the Final Offer made me cry. I don't remember crying for Terms and Conditions, but I still remember absolutely loving both of these books, so they have to go in Slay Hot Mama. Next up, Forever Interrupted, Taylor Jenkins Reid, It's There. Honestly, same goes with Maybe in Another Life and One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Listen, I am a Taylor Jenkins Reid stan. She wrote my very favorite book, which is Daisy Jones and the Six. I mean, I love that woman's writing, but these books are just 3 stars for me. Even though her writing is very easy to read, these books just feel very mature. And they're sad. They're just not what I look for when I reach for a romance book. And I honestly probably would not have read these if I didn't love Daisy Jones and the Six so much. I've read 7 of her 8 books, and I just want to read the 8th book so I can be like, I've read all of her books. But I keep putting it off because I don't necessarily love her romance books. Also, a lot of people put The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in, like, the romance category, but I feel like that's more of, like, a historical literary fiction, so it's not on here. But Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman is on here. Too bad it's just there and I don't remember a thing about this book. The cover of this book is so cute, and I think it was, like, a Chris Evans fan fiction turned into a book. I could be wrong, but it's pretty boring. I don't really have anything else to say about that book because I don't remember what happens, but I remember what happens in Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and no thanks, the book is not good. The idea behind the book is actually kind of cool. It's like a Peter Pan reimagining dark romance where, like, Peter Pan's the bad guy and Captain Hook gets the girl. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. It was kind of weird. But I was into Happy Place. Going in between these two again, I think I'm going to put it in There Was Happiness Because of You. This book is honestly a really good book, and I think in the reading vlog I did, I probably would have put it in Slay Hot Mama, but for right now, I'm going to put it in There Was Happiness Because of You, because I don't think about it all that much, but I do have positive feelings associated with this book. Now, when it comes to People We Meet on Vacation, I think it's there. Now, when I tell you, I really don't remember what happens in this book. I just remember thinking this is a solid 3-star read. Like, I mean it. I don't remember how the book ends. I read this book 2 years ago, and I think the characters were just too mundane for high school Erin to be interested in. Icebreaker, on the other hand, is Slay Hot Mama. I love Icebreaker so much, and I feel like Icebreaker is just one of those books that people either love or they hate. I'm on the love side, okay? I loved it. Icebreaker was my first sports romance. It was also my first college romance, I think. And I so badly wanted to live in that world and have that sort of college life because my experience has been so very different. And I also loved both of the characters in this book. Slay Hot Mama is just made for this book. The next book is If He Had Been With Me. Genuinely, I think about this book and I get mad. I will be having a good day and then I think about this book and it's no longer good. That being said, I know so many people love this book and I am so happy that you love this book. But something that popped up on my Instagram feed is that there's a new book coming out that tells the story of If He Had Been With Me from a different perspective. And I have to say, I'm very intrigued by this book. I am so curious as to what that person was thinking throughout the book. Like, I really want to know, but I feel like I would regret buying that book and attempting to read it. I feel like I would DNF it because I wouldn't like it. Moving on, Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I didn't like it. 2 stars. No thanks. Twisted Love was just so cringy. I just couldn't do it. I didn't like it. And then there were just certain things that happened where I was just disgusted. Twisted Games, on the other hand, there was happiness because of you. This is the best book in the series. It was actually really good. I suggest you read Twisted Games without reading Twisted Love because you don't have to read Twisted Love to read Twisted Games. It's about a separate couple. Twisted Games is a romance between a princess and her bodyguard. I liked Twisted Hate more than I liked Twisted Love, and I'm thinking back to what I rated it right after I finished it, and I think I gave it a 3 stars, but I'm thinking back to what the main character, Josh Chin, does to the other main character in this book. It is absolutely disgusting, and I think about it, and it makes me so mad. If anyone ever did that to me, I would be traumatized, and I would never talk to them ever again. Twisted Lies is there. Once again, looking back at this book, you know, a year older, I can see that the main character was very stalkery, and that's not okay. But I still liked the romance. It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line, and Sinker. These books are so good. It Happened One Summer is a romance between 2 opposites, and it's just so great, like, seeing them clash. I'm just like, yes! Next up, we have Love in Other Words. Love in Other Words is a 5-star read. Okay, is it a 6-star? Or is it just a 5-star? You know what? It's going in the top tier. Love in Other Words is a book I read like a year and a half ago, and I do think about it from time to time, like still, and I'm just like, that romance, this couple is so perfect for each other, so perfect. And then the book made me bawl my eyes out, and it is so emotional, and it is so good. Now the Honeymooners by Christina Lauren entertained me. It was very entertaining. I'm gonna give it There Was Happiness Because of You. So this is actually the first book I ever read where it wasn't like an assignment for school. Like, this is the first book I read for fun. So it was the start of my reading career, and I just remember really liking it, obviously, because then I continued to pick up more books. And I have very fond memories of reading this book on vacation, and it gives off like the perfect vacation vibes. It's a great book. Lease on Love. Honestly, I would put it between No Thanks and It's There. I'm going to give it, let's put it in It's There. I swear the author of this book hates Gen Z because she mentions so many times that she's a millennial and she's so critical about Gen Z and she just dislikes Gen Z. And I was reading the book thinking like, okay, I get it. You hate me. But then there's so much good banter in this book that I was like, wait, this book's really good. Like, I know she doesn't like me, but like this book is really good. And then the climax and like big problem happens, and I was like, this makes no sense to me. I don't understand what the problem is. So I'm gonna say It's There because there were parts that were absolutely amazing, and then there were parts that were just really stupid. And also, I just feel like all the attacks and jabs on Gen Z were very unnecessary as someone a part of Gen Z. Next is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I'm going to put it in There Is Happiness Because of You. I mean, Love Redesigned is a great book, and of course it has billionaires in it. Like, I just love a good billionaire romance. Meet Me at the Lake. No, thank you. I didn't like it. Okay, next up, the Magnolia Park series. I read this series a year ago. I still haven't recovered. I have pre-ordered the next book, and it comes out so soon. These characters feel so real. There's so much drama in this series, and there's so much love and hate and tears, and it is so beautifully written. This series, along with the Addicted series, goes in my headboard so that I can sleep by these beautiful books. The covers are stunning. They have such cool designs. And I got these books to show you something. The tabs. That is the tabs. The writing of this is just so amazing that I felt like I was tabbing every other page. This is about a very, very, very toxic relationship, but the two people love each other more than anything else in the world, more than most people will ever love anyone. It is actually so insane how much they love each other, and I loved them so much. These books made me sob, not just like, oh, a little cry, full on sob. The way the series ended had my mind turned into mush, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the next book to come out. And now that it's been like a full year, the next book is coming out, and I am so excited. One Day in December by Josie Silver. No, thank you. This book was boring, but When in Rome is such a cute book. There was happiness because of you, When in Rome. When in Rome, so cute. I just feel like I had a smile on my face the whole entire time I was reading that book. I was like, oh, this is so cute. But Practice Makes Perfect it's there. It wasn't as good as When in Rome. I don't think it was as entertaining. Like, I feel like you have When in Rome, and I had such high expectations going into Practice Makes Perfect. And then it was just a little bit more boring, and I just didn't like the characters as much, and I just didn't think the couple went together as well as the couple in When in Rome. Powerless. I'm gonna put it in There Was Happiness Because of You. I really liked the couple, and it's screaming There Was Happiness Because of You. It's screaming a solid 4-star read. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Yeah, slay ha mama. I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue. Once again, it was like one of the books I read when I was first starting to get into reading, and I just loved the message of it. Like, I feel like I was reading it and I was like, oh, this gives me like faith in humanity. This gives me faith in the world. And then I was like, oh, it's fiction. It's not real. These people don't exist. I'm sure there's great people out there that would like approve of the message of this book, but I think there's also just so much hate in the world that this could never happen. It's a great book, and it was turned into the movie. I watched like half of the movie. I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I watched, it was good. Ooh, Say You Swear. No, thank you. No. It's a football romance. I didn't really vibe with it, and the siblings in this book really were like the nail in the coffin that made it so bad. First off, the couple just isn't my favorite couple, which is a very unpopular opinion, by the way. I've seen so many people rate this book 5 stars, but the way the siblings act is so weird to me. It's a set of twins with a guy and a girl, and the girl is constantly calling her twin brother, "Hi, big brother. Hey, big bro. I love you, big brother." Listen, I have a big brother, okay? I call him by his name. I have a friend that is a girl that has a twin brother, okay? And I asked her and I said, do you see your brother as like your older brother, or do you see him as your twin brother? Would you ever call him older brother? And she said, no, I would not. I would call him my twin brother. Their relationship was just sort of off, and as someone with experience with a big brother, they don't act like that. I guess maybe some siblings act like that, but my brother never treated me like that. Anyway, the cheat sheet, it's there. It's a solid 3-star read. I don't really have much to say about it. The Deal by Elle Kennedy, I really liked it. I'm gonna put it in There Was Happiness Because of You. It's a great book. I was very entertained. I'm a fan of Garrett Graham, okay? I am. Now, when it comes to The Mistake, I don't remember the characters' names. Who was in this? Was his name like John? Maybe? And the girl was Grace, right? It was Grace? It's there. It's a really bad sign if I can't remember it. I feel like I liked this book, but I liked The Deal more. And then there was The Score, which is about Dean, and I don't remember the girl's name. I feel like if I don't really remember what happens in these books, they deserve to be in It's There. John and Grace and Dean. Jeez, that is gonna bother me. This was Garrett and Hannah. Allie and Dean. John Logan. His name is John Logan. Those are the first 3 books in the Off-Campus series. And I think it's a pretty good series. Like, if you're looking for, like, a little hockey romance. It's cute. College hockey. It's really fun. But obviously, I didn't think it was very memorable. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. There Was Happiness Because of You. This book is so cute. How can you read it and not be happy? It is such a cute book. Next, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I'm also going to put it in It's There. I just didn't think there was anything too special about this book. Like, I feel like I liked it a good amount, I guess, but I wouldn't go out of my way and recommend it to anybody. King of Wrath, There Was Happiness Because of You. I really liked King of Wrath, and I was shocked that I liked it so much because it's written by the same person that wrote the Twisted series. Next, The Hating Game. This is like one of those OG book talk books. I'm going to put it in It's There. The movie is horrendous. Oh my gosh, do not watch the movie. But the book was cute. But this is also like one of the first books I read getting into reading, and I feel like there's so many books that are so much better that it just deserves to be in the It's There tier. Also, the movie was just so bad. Oh my gosh, I'm getting flashbacks to what happens in this book. The whole entire time, the main character is just constantly saying, she's so tiny, and the love interest is so big. He's huge. Next up is The Inn on Harmony Island. I don't remember the author's first name. This book sucks though. It's awful. 1 star. It was just like a really times 100 bad Hallmark movie. That was, let me say this again, bad. Then we have this series of 5 books that has a bad word in the title. But it slays. Slay Hot Mama. This book is so good. It's very emotional. This series had me stressed out. It's a dark romance series about an FBI agent and a serial killer. The Roommates. The Roommates. It's There? Maybe? Yeah, I feel like that's a good spot for it because, once again, I didn't love it and I didn't hate it. There were parts of this book that I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then other parts of it where I was like, I'm uncomfortable. The Confidence of Wildflowers. No thanks. The Resurrection of Wildflowers. Ooh, actually, that might even go in thumbs down. These books, oh, no. These books, no, I'll put it in no thanks. I don't really remember much about this book besides this one out of hand, like, climax moment in the book. I feel like there's just a really big plot twist in this book that is so very memorable. Like, I do think about it often, but it just wasn't good, and it made me want to read the next book because I was like, oh, what happens next? Like, I have to know. And then I was just disappointed by the second book, and now there's like another novella out, and I saw it at the bookstore when I went with my grandma, and I was like, I have no desire to read it. No desire whatsoever. Next up is The Summer I Turned Pretty. I read the whole trilogy, and I rated the whole entire trilogy the exact same. It's There. I think the show is better than the books. The Summer of Broken Rules. I really like this book. I'm going to put it in There Is Happiness Because of You. I'm a big fan of K.L. Walther. I think she writes great books. This is a great summer romance. It's so much fun. What Happens After Midnight is also written by K.L. Walther, and I actually loved it as well. Did I love it Slay Hot Mama though, or did I just like it There Was Happiness Because of You? I have to put it in There Was Happiness Because of You. Let me tell you why. This book is filled to the brim with Taylor Swift references, okay? And There Was Happiness Because of You is, you know, from the song Happiness by Taylor Swift. Anyway, like, literally, okay, I did tab some of the references. Okay, this says, this sad, beautiful, tragic hoax. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, Hoax, Taylor Swift songs. Next is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. It's There, I think. Once again, kind of just indifferent towards the book. It's good, not great. Will They or Won't They is such an underrated book. I'm going to put it in There Is Happiness Because of You. I'm gonna put it in the top of There Was Happiness Because of You. This book, okay, hello, Beach Read. This book is so good and no one's talking about it. But it takes place in like Hollywood surrounding like TV shows and like movies and stuff, and they do like red carpets and things, and these are all things that I am so very interested in. I mean, I love video production, so maybe that's also a reason why I'm just like, oh my gosh, so good. Like, it's obviously something I'm very interested in. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so that's all the books that I have on here. Anyway, I hope you all have like amazing Valentine's Days if you're watching this before Valentine's Day. If you're not, have a great year. But I hope you like this video. If you would like, comment, and subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. And I will see you so soon, besties. Bye!